I was freezing. I was trudging through snow to get to work each day. My roommate is like vacuuming or something. Of course. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've been watching to date, I've put out 2 travel vlogs that you should definitely check out after you finish this video. But today, I'm introducing new and returning viewers to another very important side of me and introducing my entire audience to STEM Snob Saturdays. Snob Saturdays or Sundays are dedicated solely to me providing professional advice, speaking about the lessons I've learned through story times, and promoting my digital products that can be found on my website, the Cornucopia. While attending my HBCU North Carolina A&T, I was exposed to and made aware of an abundance of opportunities and made it a point to make sure that others were aware of those same opportunities because awareness is the first and greatest hurdle. Then I moved to cultivating my peers for said opportunities in the ways that I knew how. This famous cornucopia that you guys keep hearing about and haven't gotten the full breakdown on, I'm about to tell you about. The cornucopia is a vessel of overflowing opportunities for STEM and HBCU students of color. On my website and Instagram, I post different professional, financial, and academic resources and opportunities each day. And you can follow the link in my bios to that website and apply. So far, I have 2 digital products out right now. The first is the Professional Journal Template, also known as the PJT, and it is just a template document helping students to organize their different experiences, opportunities they've had, whether it be internships, co-ops, research, so on and so forth. It also has some tips in there on how to interview, construct your elevator pitch, and it's got places for you to document like the people you've met, connections you've made when networking. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And then I have a document that's free for download, which basically helps you navigate a conversation with your manager when you update them, whether that be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. It's very important to update your manager so that they know the work that you're doing. You guys can establish the goals set for you that you have to accomplish by the end of your internship rotation, etc. And having that conversation and setting up that meeting could be hard. So that document is free for download. It's called Update, I believe. And they're both on my website. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to become a STEM snob yourself, and be sure to follow the Cornucopia on Instagram. Check my website out often, and like I said, apply, even if you don't feel qualified. I am looking at notes on my iPad for this video. To further introduce myself, my name is Imani Caldwell, and I have a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering. I've had 3 incredible internship opportunities throughout my undergraduate experience as a transportation and logistics engineer, manufacturing engineer, and integrity engineer. These experiences developed me in a number of ways and continue to aid me in my mission of ultimately reaching my career objective of innovating the healthcare industry. So, let's get into today's story time. Today, I'm discussing my cooperative educational experience. So first, what is a cooperative educational program or co-op? Well, you know how you can take a internship over the summer, that's about 3 months or so. A co-op is a semester-long internship. You can get tons of experience, explore a new city, and develop deeper connections with coworkers and managers during your time because you will be there for a significantly longer amount of time than for, say, a summer internship. Co-ops give you more chances at experiencing normal everyday tasks as a full-time employee, not just summer assignments that the company may have created for interns. You also get more time to see your projects through to completion, engage in employee network events that may happen on a normal work week, and assist in recruitment efforts during university scheduled events. During my co-op, I got to represent my company at our career fair and go back to campus and recruit, which was super fun. The free food, free clothes, travel, being on campus with no classes was a super huge flex. Also, co-ops usually pay higher than summer internships, and that money was a blessing to my pockets. Amen. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, I'm about to start ragging on my experience just a little bit in a couple seconds, but overall, it was a good one. I'm glad that I went. It's probably a good thing that I didn't have a YouTube channel back when I was 19 years old, because 19-year-old Imani, yeah. I've chalked it all up to a learning experience. I'm glad for the, transferable skills that I realized further down the line I was able to use, the friends that I made, the city that I got to explore, and overall, it was a good experience. But these were my major takeaways. So, number one, I have always been interested in robotics and medical technology. So the fact that I took a co-op at an oil and gas company was beyond me. Although I learned a lot of, like I said, very transferable skills and information and had fun here and there, I would strongly advise you to choose a co-op with a company that is of high interest to you, that's in an industry of high interest to you, and that aligns with your ultimate career goals. I really took the opportunity because I didn't want to feel behind in like competition with my peers. Everybody had gotten a summer internship after freshman year and I didn't. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't falling behind the pack, you know what I'm saying? And do I regret this decision? Not at all, because that mission of not falling behind the pack was accomplished. Like my friends who had summer internships had that opportunity. By the time we got to sophomore year, I had the same opportunity because of my co-op. So no, but I definitely would have been more engaged during those 5-6 months of my co-op if it were in an industry or with a company that I really wanted to be at and was really interested in, because my projects weren't very exciting to me. Number two, I was doing stuff like testing pipes and reviewing test packets, reading through and learning about different pipe standards. One thing that I really enjoyed was trying my hand at welding, so that was interesting. But I think the problem there was that they didn't have an established intern program, which was a pet peeve. There weren't specific projects set aside for interns to lead or assist with, and there weren't clear goals that they wanted us to meet. This taught me to take control of my experience for sure and make something out of nothing. And I can say there's nothing wrong with doing everyday work, but there is something wrong with doing busy work. A company can have a successful and engaged intern program without having an established intern program. They just have to have the capacity to bring on a trainee/intern and be intentional with their mentorship pairings and work assignments. But that's just my opinion. And it's not all of them. It's not like all their fault. I should have definitely asked around more to see what I would be doing on a day-to-day in a co-op position. So moving forward, I would just advise you not to just jump into an opportunity because you feel like you're falling behind or whatever, but really do your research on what exactly you'll be doing and if it's worth your time. 3, location. I did not know how important location was going to be to me, even if it's a temporary assignment. So I was in Ohio during the winter, y'all. Winter as in January to May. Snow, ice, hail, like all of that. I'm from North Carolina, so I'm not used to that. I'm not used to working in that. I'm not used to going to school in that. Like if it rains too hard, they shut everything down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the proper anything. So just a note to people, if you don't like a certain thing, don't think that your will be stronger than your won't, because it will not be. It won't. I was so depressed and so sad in those weather conditions in Ohio during those months, and I was losing my mind. So just make sure that when you're looking for your opportunity, you're really assessing those locations and you know where you want to be and you go with a purpose into those opportunities and interviews and stuff like that. And don't let anybody trick you into thinking that you're limiting yourself by not wanting to go to certain locations. I had people telling me that all throughout college when I was being, picky or whatever you want to call it. Because let me tell you something, this God, when he likes you, he likes you. And what you turn away will come to you tenfold. Now you got to do your part of the work. Like, I'm not saying God is just gonna bless you with a job in Hawaii on the beach, but I'm saying, like, it can't be your dream job if there are things wrong with the situation, okay? I'm not gonna be working for a medical devices company in my dream role if I have to live in an igloo and pick my way out of ice every morning. It's not my dream job, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. And then number 4, diversity. Diversity is a really big thing along with location and company. I met some very nice people at my co-op and some very nice color folk at my co-op. I joined the Black Employee Network and got to make some connections there. But everywhere in the town that I was in was white. My neighbors, when I went to go eat places, the gym, like, you know, and that was not satisfactory to me. Everybody's different, but that was not satisfactory to me. I was not happy. And I know that us Black folk are only but so many places, but like, I need to be in those places. I need to be where the people are. Like, I remember this boy from Iowa State. He asked me in the year of 2020, he asked me if all Black people had short hair and if we could grow it long. And another time I went on a road trip with this white boy, and the first song that he played in the car was No Diggity. Wrong generation, first of all. I mean, I grew up listening to the song, but like, I didn't grow up listening to the song while it was hot. You know what I mean? And listen, you know, oh, Imani, he could have really liked the song because he's like, this is my favorite song. I love this song. He could have really liked the song. He could have, but he didn't. And you know how I know he didn't? Because he didn't know the words. You can't love and like a song and this be your favorite song and you don't know the words. Just saying. Just saying. But the whole playlist was like blackity black, 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 Blackstreet Boys. So there we go. But as far as teams go, you know, as far as diversity, my co-op wasn't the only place where I experienced a lack of diversity. But we all know the importance of diversity. Like, it allows for a variety of perspectives and ideas and all that. So I just say all that to say, do your research on the company that you're going into. See if the culture is more, you know, progressive, more young, I would say, more conservative. Are you gonna have to wear business professional to work every day? Can you go up in there in your pajamas? Because some people at Amazon and Google were doing that when they talked about their interns. Make sure you're checking their networks and their socials and looking for all the flags and all the emojis and all that sort of stuff. Because a lot of companies really think that diversity is having a team full of white men and having one white woman on the team, and that's like enough for them. And that's not enough for me. I hope it's not enough for you, but I'm just saying. Number 5, and this is major, but if you want to graduate on time, if you take a co-op, make sure that your credits are in order, or be okay with the fact that you are not graduating with the people that you came in with, your friends, all that. Just make sure. Take summer classes if you need to. Take online classes while you're on the co-op if you need to. Make sure that you are on top of your advisor, because baby, I went to the illustrious North Carolina A&T, and those College of Engineering advisors are a trip and a half. I'm not gonna get into it during today's video, but I experienced some problems my senior year where it looked like I wasn't gonna graduate after I worked so hard to make sure that I'd stay on track after taking the co-op. I took 3 summer classes before my co-op during the summer after freshman year when I didn't have an internship, and I took 2 online classes while I was there. So like, I was on top of it, and I ended up graduating on time, but it was a struggle. There's always going to be problems come up, and especially as an engineering student, you know, you have to factor in, like, you might maybe fail a class, you might have to retake something, might not be offered, some classes are only offered during certain semesters, whatever. In my particular case, COVID happened and that shook up the world. Anything could happen. So just make sure if you choose to take a co-op, or you know that's in your near future. I had a whole summer and a semester to prepare for mine. But if you know that you're going to take a co-op, get your ducks in a row. If graduating on time is important to you. And graduating on time isn't just a social thing. Like, it really can come down to money too, because by having to stay an extra semester a year on campus, you got to find the funds to afford to live somewhere and do all that. And so if it's important to you, make sure you have everything together. And then 6, the last point that I want to hit on is the feeling of missing out. So at times during my co-op, I saw my friends on Instagram enjoying college life, and that's just something that you're gonna have to miss out on for that semester if you choose to go on a co-op, and there's no way around it. You can take weekend trips or extended holiday weekends to travel back if it's feasible and you can afford it, but the whole purpose of a co-op is to get you acclimated to the real world. You'll learn that you're not going to be present for every moment. You'll learn that your relationship may or may not be able to survive long distance, or you being a full-time working adult and them being a student, or whatever the case may be. But you have to learn how to keep yourself busy and engaged with life by developing hobbies and routines and trying new things. During my co-op, I got in pretty good shape because I was meal prepping and going to the gym often. I took weekend trips to popular cities like within the state. I started customizing wigs. There's a lot going on. But it's truly a time of growth outside of just working. And all my friends got kicked off campus because of COVID anyway, so I don't know if that's an inappropriate joke to make, but I didn't miss too much. So, because my co-op started in January, and it's like I have such a weird, different experience of the whole COVID semester because I wasn't in school, so I have no idea what it felt like for everybody to be like, oh, we're getting 2 weeks off of school, or we're getting a weekend off of school, and then all of a sudden it's like, y'all gotta come get your stuff and go back home. Like, hearing the stories from everybody is so crazy, but they were only on campus until like March. All in all, would I suggest a co-op? Yes. You should make the absolute most out of your college experience, and this includes setting yourself up to get a job. Getting that work experience to get a job. Is it absolutely necessary? No. You could do summer internships the entire time you're in college. But don't be scared to take that semester off to work if it makes sense to your plan and if it's going to put you on a good path. But that is a wrap on this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Stay tuned for next week's STEM Snob video, and like, comment, and subscribe to become a STEM Snob yourself. And make sure to follow the Cornucopia 2Es on Instagram and click the link in my bio to access the website and apply to all of the opportunities that interest you, that have some money attached to it, or a job that you are interested in, even if you do not feel like you are qualified. So thank you so much for watching. See you guys later.